group I have here we've all been together for a little while. And if you're new here, hello, thank you for joining. I'll just give you kind of a little recap. And then maybe to those of you that have been around through it all, I'll offer a little bit of perspective as to what the fuck I have been up to. So I would say a little over a year ago, I don't remember exactly, but maybe I'll do, when I got on here and I was like, holy shit, have you guys seen this documentary called The Program on Netflix? Have you seen it? I went to 7 of these. And so I watched it, and it was kind of like there was a lot of stuff that like reminded me of things, like flashbacky, but like it was different. So every program I went to had their own flavor, you know what I mean? The overall, what they were doing, what these programs that I went to were doing, is they were using the children, the minors, for manual labor. And so it looked different per program. Like I said, like one program I went to, I actually went to a couple wilderness programs. That's where you are outside in the wilderness, and you learn how to survive. And one of those ones, we just chopped wood. We cut wood. And it had to be plumb and square, and so it had to be a certain exact length. It had to be whatever. And that was our job. That's what we did all day. And then PT, we had physical training too. Don't worry. And then another one of the programs I went to, it was a mission school. So whatever that tells you. It was a mission school, and it was all girls, and we were used for manual labor. We were used to run the ranch. We prepped it for fire season. We dug ditches around everything. I dug up stumps. We cleaned horse pastures. we just did ranch stuff. That was our job. So yeah, that I think is not necessarily, I was going to say what started me on this path, but obviously that's not what started me on this path. My whole life has been this path, is what I am coming to realize. And so anyways, that was a catalyst for me. That brought some things up I hadn't thought about for a while. Also during this time, I'm always pretty consistent with yoga, like whatever that looks like to me at that time. It doesn't always look like I go to yoga classes every single day, whatever. Sometimes for me that's just breathing. Sometimes that's working with the Kundalini energy within my body. Sometimes there's just a lot of different ways that works for me, and really what it comes down to is moving your body. I was going to say in alignment, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Your body and your breath moving together, being a team. So I was really into that, and we were living on Big Island at the time, and a yoga studio had opened that I was really enjoying, and they had naturopaths that worked there. And so I started seeing a naturopath for Reiki healing, and it also had some like talk. I don't think it's considered talk therapy, but like talk therapy. And so I did several sessions of that, and that set me, that like was another catalyst. I feel like it was like boom, boom, boom. So then, and I have worked with Reiki before, so I wasn't expecting anything bananas to happen. But what happened with that, actually, I'm looking, I don't remember with my, I don't think I'm going to do anything else to my eyeballs. I just feel like this right eye needs a little more something. Anyways, Reiki session. I thought that would be great. Cut some cords. I did not expect any downtime, and I had 2 weeks of solid downtime. I went into a straight depression. And I talked about this, I think. I did. I talked about this on my channel, my YouTube channel. When I was like kind of coming out of it, and I was like, whoa, like I'm back. And And so that was interesting. I have since done more Reiki, and then we moved from Big Island to mainland, which that in and of itself was an adventure. We moved back to the town I had grown up in, and so doing that, I also had a lot more realizations. You know, a lot of things you see and experience when you're younger, that's just life until you have more life experience, and then you can be like, wait a second, what did that mean? So there was a lot of dot connecting with people, places, events, all kinds of adventures for me, and it took its toll. I was not handling it well. I was not handling it well. And I feel like at this point, like, people hear this part of my story and they're just like, oh yeah, that is terrible, and like da 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 da, but there's like never a connection made. Using children for manual labor against their will is human trafficking. You're trafficking children. And also, like I said, I went on a spiral with this, and I did a lot of research, and I looked into things. I looked at government reports. I looked at the evolution of how this system, this network came into being. And I saw the people directly correlated with it, the people in my life that were directly correlated with human trafficking. And so I've known trafficking is a network. It's not any one person. They work in territories. So like think zone defense, like in basketball. It's not any one person. It's teams, it's families. And this has been going on, I mean, I don't know, since the dawn of time, but since America came to be. I'm bet money on that. And I don't think this is new to America. I think this came to America as America came to be. Anyway, also my little soapbox there. So, yeah. So I have been processing, because it's a lot of energy, that type of trauma, your body holds with that type of trauma. So figuring out how to like process that, and in a way that is shareable, because I'm not the only person that went through this. So that being said, that was, my experience for that year is like just keep breathing, keep moving forward, take the next step. And so that's what I've done and been doing. And all of kind of where I'm at right now, I guess, is I don't actively seek out news typically. But this Epstein stuff is like so interesting to me, because the networking we talked about, it's the same network. Like, traffickers are traffickers. They can traffic humans, they can traffic guns, they can traffic drugs, they can traffic firearms. The traffickers are traffickers, and they have the same supply chain. And so anyways, so with the Epstein case, I feel like that's making it so very clear how the network works. And so while my story is night and day different to what these women and children and men went through with Epstein on his island, underground, worldwide, like, my story is different than that, but it's another form of trafficking. It's using humans for manual labor. And it just so happens the humans these places were using were children. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing currently. I'm not going to get into all the things I'm doing and the details of the whys, but I feel like that's a pretty good overview. Yeah, so thank you, all of you, for the support you have shown, you continue to show. Yeah, this like, I want to say it like took over my life, but it didn't. It's like all of a sudden I became unfrozen and I'm living my life again.